Coast TV, streaming on demand at thecoast.net.nz.
The subject this morning is food, glorious food. I won't burst into song because I know Nadia Lynn would probably turn around and leave the studio if I started singing that song. Nadia, welcome.
Hi, Brian. No, you don't want to hear me sing. And you just burst out a little tune before and it was actually really good.
No. Let's not go.
Yeah, you were. I thought we were live, but then I realised we weren't.
Food Week. Let's start with Food Week because that's coming up in Auckland very soon. How are you involved in that?
The food show is from the 1st to the 4th of August, and I'm doing a cooking demonstration there in the Electrolux Theatre. So, yeah, it's kind of like an annual yearly thing. I think I've done it for 3 years in a row now, and it's great fun. If you go, it's chaos when you go to the food show. There's just food everywhere. You don't have to have breakfast, lunch or dinner. You'll be sorted because there's all these freebies going around. You can taste test all these different dishes. It's very cool.
The thing that amazes me just thinking about how New Zealand's eating habits have changed in probably the past 10 years since the advent of all these cooking shows on television, like your life's changed.
Yeah, I think cooking has. Kiwis are getting more and more into cooking, which is awesome. From my perspective, being a dietitian, I look at it and go, I think that's going to change people's health in the future because if you cook at home, you can add the sugar and salt and things yourself and not too much, whereas if you're relying on processed food or eating out, your food's not going to be as healthy, and that's where we get the health problems later on. So I'm thinking fantastic that Kiwis are getting into the kitchen more at home. I think we'll see health effects in 10, 20 years time.
And things like the food show are probably changing that as well, aren't they?
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
I read something on my breakfast show the other day that you should not skip breakfast, number one. If you skip breakfast, they did a survey at Harvard University recently, and it can lead to heart problems alone. So it's important to have a breakfast.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, everyone's heard that advice, haven't
Yes.
they? But so what happens if you don't have breakfast? And I've been through this, a few times before, so I know. And I'm sure
We've
you
all
have.
done it.
Yeah, we've all done
Yes.
it. But you get ravenous, come morning tea time. What happens when you pass the vending machine or you go downstairs for your
Muffin or
everyday
whatever.
coffee, and you end up getting this big scone or muffin and scoffing it down.
So you tend to overeat.
Yeah,
you
you
overcompensate.
always end up binge eating, definitely.
How has your life changed since we're going back a couple of years now, doesn't it?
Yeah,
MasterChef seems
ages
like a long
ago.
time ago.
Well, I've got a lot of white hairs now. Compared to when I was on the show, I actually do. It's terrible. So suddenly started getting them. And it's funny, I actually caught the show on as a replay not that long ago. And I looked at it and thought, gosh, I look really young there. So I think it must have stressed me out a whole lot. No, it's been fantastic. Well, in the last 6 months, the latest project's been my food bag, and I'm so that's going really well. We're in Auckland, Hamilton. We're expanding into Wellington now. Hopefully Tauranga pretty soon as well. And then I've just been carrying on with my regular food writing jobs for the New Zealand Herald. Love doing that. I've got my second cookbook coming out.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty soon. So
Let's talk about my food bag because that's something that, as you said, it's really keeping you busy now. What's the concept? How does it work?
In a nutshell, it's healthy, delicious recipes and all the ingredients to cook those recipes delivered to your door every week for 5 nights of the week, for 5 meals for the week.
Right.
So you don't have to think about, oh no, what's for dinner, and oh, is this food healthy, or and you don't have to go shopping, you don't have to wait in the queues.
It's all done for you.
Yeah, and that's why it's just taken off. I mean, when I first came across the concept, I thought, I don't know how I'd handle someone telling me what I was going to eat every week. But that's me because I love making my own decisions around it all. But people including my mum, said that she always struggled when we were growing up as kids, and she'd say, what do you want for dinner tonight? And no one could ever come up with an answer for her, and she just hated having to come up night after night with what to have for dinner.
But you have to do that now, do
yes,
you?
I do.
So
yes,
you decide
I get
what
to
people...
decide what people eat.
So what sort of, just give us an example, for instance, I could say, well, what's for dinner tonight from my food bag?
Last night they had chicken in the gourmet bag. They had chicken labgai, which is a Thai chicken salad full of fresh, fragrant flavours like lemongrass and kaffir lime leaf and chicken. And it's a very nice, healthy dish. And the classic bag people had a fish dish, which I think was herby feta potatoes with pan-fried fish.
Wow.
And a nice salad with it.
And the recipe, everything is in there.
Yep, that's it. Yeah, everything.
Fantastic. Well, Nadia, it's been great for you to pop in. Food Week, of course, we can look forward to that one. The food show for Auckland and My Food Bag. Well done.
Thanks, Brian.
Coast TV, streaming on demand at thecoast.net.nz.